That is why they keep attracting people who they have to fix, who they need to fix, I want to make them better. I want to make them better. And so what happens is, but what we don't realize is the person that has the need to make them better needs to be better, because that need in them is what's driving them. And then that need allows them to get with broken people after broken person, because they're saying, I gotta fix it. I gotta fix them. I gotta fix them because it gives me something. Now, we don't do anything. Every human being does things for one or two reasons, either because it gives them pleasure or it helps them avoid pain, right? It is giving this person pleasure to want to fix the person. But in the end, sometimes, a lot of times it doesn't work though, Rico. You know why it doesn't work? Because they realize you got to fix you.
Yeah.
And a lot of times they don't figure it out till it's too late.
A person who has the need and they find it amazing to fix somebody that's broken could potentially not feel or have the same value for that person once they're fixed, because their love
Ooh, that's so
is in
true.
fixing.
Yep.
Yes.
So I can't treat you with the same love when you're fixed and whole versus when you're broken, because I find you being broken amazing.
That is so profound what you just said.
When the project is over, then what?
Then what?
Because now I can't get my need met.
Yep.
I have this emotional need, and there's a book I read
Brilliant.
that is amazing, called His Needs, Her Needs. And in this book, I've read it 3 times, but I realized something, that when relationships fail, right? So let's say we're in a relationship, right? I was looking at Rico, but I wasn't gonna say we was in a relationship. No.
Thank you.
Y'all see why I turned? We in a relationship, right? So in our relationship, what the relationship essentially is an unwritten contract that says, I am going to meet your emotional need. That's what the written contract. And y'all ever notice how when the relationship go awry, what'd you say? They ain't meet my needs no more. They're not meeting my needs, right? And so this unwritten contract simply says that if you and I are in a relationship, my goal is to attempt to meet your emotional needs. When the person ceases to believe that you want to meet their emotional needs, you know what they say? I'm out.
Yep.
That's what they say. Because now whether it's real or imaginary, they believe that you no longer want to meet their needs. Now, the problem with that is the other person may not even know what your needs are. And if you've never communicated what those needs are, how can they know?
You can't.
How can they know?
Absolutely.
That's just my take on it.
So my perspective is exactly yours. And that was actually going to be my question to you, is what does that person, the person who needs that validation, what is their work? Because they're looking for something, and I want to read this, but I want to ask the question first. Like, they're looking for something. They're looking for the validation or what have you, but what is the work that they need to do to fill that void that makes them desirous of having to fix other people? You know, because they're just looking like, oh, I'm a good person. I want to help. I'm a Captain Save a Hole, blah, 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 you know. Like, I think,
Yo.
But I'm just saying, I'm
Ate at the table, baby.
you
I'm a
know,
Captain
We
Save a
are.
Hole.
because we can obviously, or we can identify what's wrong with a broken person, but we don't know what's wrong with that other person who wants to help, who is obviously broken as well, but they don't identify themselves as broken.
True. Are you asking me?
No, that's just the question.
Okay.
Marinate 1 second.
All right,
But I'm going to read this real quick. It says a rescuer complex, also known as a savior complex or white knight syndrome, is a psychological condition that causes people to feel compelled to help vulnerable people. People with rescuer complexes may seek out people they think need help, sacrifice their own personal needs to help others, believe they're better than others because they help people, They're emotionally dependent on the people that they're trying to help.
Right.
They feel good about themselves only when helping others. So there's that validation piece that you were talking about. And they believe helping others is their purpose, and they often become burnout trying to fix others.
You know, when I saw the prompt, I did think about the complex that we talked about last week, but it wasn't called Rescue Complex. What was it called? The hero.
Yeah.
Oh, and
It's
shit.
Similar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably same definition.
So just given, these characteristics, my question is, that person is obviously, they're deficient in some way.
Yeah.
And if there's someone out here that we can connect with, how do we identify? I would want someone to know, how do you identify the fact that, oh, you think everybody else broke, you want to help them, but in fact, there's something that you're
Something
missing.
about you that makes
Exactly.
you want to help,
Exactly.
want to fix.
Or fix people, yeah.
Well,
So I just want to make sure you're done.
No, yeah.
So
Go ahead. Sorry.
so we're all broken in some form or another. And what I mean by broken, I don't mean because healing is a lifetime journey. All right. And we all want to be better versions of ourselves. There are all pieces of all of us. Now, the difference with the people, some of us reflect and say we need to get better, and some of us don't. See, the thing is, we all need to get better in some area of our life, right? And so there's a process that I go through, all right? And the first process is self-reflection. Self-reflection is when I look at me and I look at how I ended up where I am. How do I have these thoughts? What is it about me? And then once I self-reflect, I become self-aware. Self-aware is, oh, this is what I do. This is why I do it. And then the third part is I develop a new self-concept. A self-concept is the picture I have about me. Okay? Now, this is what, and to answer your question, I'll go back. And then the fourth stage is self-acceptance. The problem is this. It's some people who are doing these things are unwilling. If you ask them, they're unwilling to self-reflect. They think just because I'm helping other people, ain't shit wrong with me. Okay? And so, but when you self-reflect of why I do this, then you become self-aware, then you realize my self-concept, the picture I have of myself is not based on me. It is based on the things that I do. Get this, y'all. Get this. Now, who you are will always outlive what you do. But how many of us base our self-concept on what we do? I got a Cullinan out there. I got a Rolls Royce. I make this amount of money. Now, what happens when all that goes away? Now my self-concept is altered. It's fucked up. Now my self-concept is not based in anything valuable because I attached it to what I do or what I have. And that's what I try to get people to do. That let's separate you from what you do. Because if I wasn't Coach Ken is still a nice motherfucker now. Let's be honest. All right? He's still nice.
yeah.
He's still a great father. He's still a great husband. He's still a great friend. Beyond all of the people that I've helped, beyond all of the money that I've made, beyond all of that, if you take all of that away, because this came to me years ago when I went bankrupt. I was this whiz kid on CNN, QVC, Home Shopping Network. I sold more product on QVC in 19 minutes than they sold that entire hour. I thought I was big shit. I was young. And I based my self-concept on what I did. And when all of that went away, when we went bankrupt, when the feds came and got all my computers, came and got all my desk and everything, my self-worth was tied to that.